Hello, Will Perry here. Welcome to another video of the daily videos. Welcome to keeping the conversation alive. That's the one. So today, empaths. We need more empaths, but there's a big but. So I need to address that big but because helping the empaths grow will save the world. Ooh, but I need to explain more. So welcome along. So we need more empaths. Now, empaths, and I see this a lot. Empaths are wonderful. They have special skills. They're very sensory. They're emotionally astute about other people's emotions. They can absorb people's emotions and feel them themselves as if they were feeling that person's emotions. They can connect emotionally, and they're amazing people for sensing what's going on, for sensing and helping other people overcome their emotions. However, it gets to a certain point with empaths when because they absorb other people's, it's transference, because they absorb other people's emotions so much, it can get a bit much, and I'm dramatizing it because of course I'm an empath too. That there's a danger with a certain amount of empaths, and about 80% of empaths, that there's not a weakness, but there's a trade-off about being an empath, where it's like you need to shut down, you need to protect, you need some time to recharge, you need time for you, because you give so much, right? Because you give so much as an empath, help other people. Because you give so much, it's a bit like that leaky bucket syndrome. You run on empty yourself, so you have to stop, recharge, and then you're ready to again go and give to everybody else, which is a wonderful thing. However, there's an obvious and inherent difficulty within that you become, you're draining yourself all the time, and you become stuck in that at a certain point, and you shut down, usually after it's too late and you're running on empty. And let me know, hands up if you can relate to this. If you can relate to this, if this is you, then I'll be really interested for your reaction about what I'm going to say, because generation trapped, that applies for empaths too, yet they're the way forward as well. Now, if you're not an empath, that doesn't mean that you're not worthy or anything like that, because there's a place for everyone. So people that aren't empaths, of course there's a place for you. We need you as well. But I'm just focusing on empaths, because I often, get that empaths are very, they present themselves as something special and ethereal almost, which is a wonderful thing. And I agree, absolutely. There's a wonderful thing and a wonderful skill and a wonderful element that they have. However, there's an inherent difficulty where they need to stop and recharge, but it's often too late, and they get run down. And often these people make counsellors, coaches, people, psychotherapists, people who want to help other people on that emotional level, because they can tune in, they can see stuff, sense stuff that normal people can't. Does that make sense? But we're trapped as empaths. We're trapped because we're dealing with all this other stuff. We can sense that the stuff's going on underneath at the center, but we're not sure, and we don't necessarily have the tools to be able to deal with it, and we are stuck ourselves. So as a coach, as a counselor, as a psychotherapist, as an empath, you can really attune to somebody, and somebody else will feel like, gosh, you know me. It's like it's like you're talking to me. It's like, yeah, absolutely. But you'll come to a certain point. You can only help somebody out of the victim triangle so far, because you are in fact stuck in it. Now, if you over here, if you saw this video that I did about the drama victim triangle, empaths particularly are poor you, rather than the poor me or the blame. So they're stuck in that element, but guess what? They're still stuck because they're not working from this one, which is the empowerment triangle so much. Do you see how empathetic is there? So it's not like if you grow your self-esteem, become empowered, you're not empathetic, but it's just repairing that leaky bucket syndrome. It's breaking the cycle of draining, giving to everybody so much and draining yourself, and then having to stop, recharge, and then giving yourself again. It stops that cycle. It breaks that cycle. And it helps, and let me get both of these out, and if you saw this one already, then you'll know it helps break the mother of all beliefs within you And guess what? Once you've done that yourself, you can then help somebody else break through. So you can take people who are stuck from the victim triangle up into being empowered, but only when you've done that journey yourself. And most empaths, and I'll say it, that it's about 80% of empaths are stuck in this cycle without ever realizing they're stuck, because they're psychotherapists, because they're counselors, because they're coaches, and I say this from a perspective of being there. And I've helped judges, psychotherapists, counselors, coaches who are all been in abusive relationships, yet help other people on a daily basis. And it's like, well, how can that, it just blows your mind. So that's what I'm talking about. It's a really important thing that most people don't see. Most empaths don't see. So empaths, this thing about empaths are fragile. There is a fragility to an empath. And that's, once you fix that, you can really enhance and protect their superpowers. Because it is a superpower being an empath. Let me say that. It's a superpower. Okay? Not that it's the only one. Everybody has a superpower. But this superpower comes with a weakness. It drains you. All right? And once, only for 80% of empaths, once you can fix that, guess what? You can help so many more people. And how cool is that? All right? So empaths who stand in their power, they can change the world. They can not only help other people on a much more dramatic way, much more impactful way, they can actually help change the world. They can help, and that's what we need. So that's why we need more empaths. We need to change the world, but we need the empaths to be able to not have this leaky bucket syndrome. We need the empaths to be solid, empowered empaths. Does that make sense? So that's why we need so many more. All right. And by being that empowered empath, you can help change the lives of so many more people. How cool is that? Who wouldn't want that? So if you're an empath and you're going, ooh, I want that. Maybe there's an element, if you're watching this and you're an empath and thinking, no, that's not me, that's not me. I invite you to look deeper. So my invitation to you is come and understand the difference, all right, between the empath in the victim triangle and the empath in the empowerment triangle. Take the test, because that's a great way of, let me get that slide up there. That's a great way of just getting a score on this. They're just a self-assessment questions, so you could easily go on, I'm perfect, or no, I'm perfect, I'm perfect. Or if you're really open and balanced to this, you could say, yeah, that's me sometimes, yes, I do that sometimes, yes, I do that sometimes. You get more even score. I'll tell you that on the page if you do the click. If you click for the test, I explained that before the test. It's only 10 questions, takes 2 minutes. It's really simple, and you get an instant answer. So taking the test will show you what score you have. And if you're really on maybe in a profession where you want to help people, or you just as a person, as an empath, you want to help more people, then you want that score to be as high as possible and consistent as possible. Not just like, oh, it's high, it's high, it's high. Oh, no, now bucket is empty, I'm drained. Boom. You need to protect yourself for that to be able to help more people, and to be able to help people who might also be empaths away from that cycle of getting stuck. Because guess what? That cycle of being drained keeps you stuck, although you might not feel like you are stuck. So my invitation to you is understand the difference, take the test if you haven't already, get a real score for yourself, know what it is, and see if it fluctuates. So if you're this leaky bucket syndrome, if you can recognize that you go drained, helping everybody else, amazing thing, wonderful thing, superpower, but you're left on empty before you need to recharge that, then that is keeping you stuck. If you are running on full all the time by being empowered, standing in your power, you help so many more people, and you can change the world. And this world needs changing at the minute, if you've seen the other stuff that I have. So please comment, like, subscribe, ask me a question about this. If this is making you curious, I want you to be curious about this. All right, many thanks. Lots of love to you. Loves you, boyo. It's the weekend here now, or it's Friday, so weekend. Have a great weekend. If not, I hope you have a great day. All right, bye-bye.